We are live. Blow out the microphones while I'm at it. We are live. Hello. Hello. I am looking over here at my computer. All right. How is everyone today? Now, this is a rule. If you're watching, you have to comment. You can't be watching and not comment. So anyway, I see where someone is watching. It says one is watching, but I don't know who it is. So if you can, please tell me who you are and where you're from. I apologize, friends and family, for the condition of my voice. I've been sick for the last week. I've had laryngitis, and I promised that I would be on Sundays for the chats. I did a weekly reflections chat in our Recycled Mom Facebook private group. So we have a group of women there that I get on, and we have a weekly chat about what's been going on in our week, the goals that we have, for weight loss, for maybe a lot of us have small businesses that we run, or we have just daily home life, homeschool, that kind of stuff. So we have been going over some of the goals and those kinds of things. And then we start talking about kind of a deep issue. We kind of evolved into being concerned about what others think about us. And I actually wrote a blog post about that. So if you go to therecycledmom.com, I published a brand new blog post yesterday about, that we are not for everyone. And I found a quote from, let me see if I can find it. lessonslearnedinlife.com. And I found this really cool, it is not just a quote, it's actually a lot. So here, I'll just go ahead and read it. You are not for everyone, and that's okay. The world is filled with people who, no matter what you do, will point blank not like you. But it is also filled with those who will love you fiercely. They are your people. You are not for everyone, and that's okay. Talk to the people who can hear you. Don't waste your precious time and gifts trying to convince them of your value. They won't ever want what you're selling. Don't convince them to walk alongside you. You'll be wasting both your time and theirs, and will likely inflict unnecessary wounds, which will take precious time to heal. You are not for them, and they are not for you. Politely wave them on and continue along your way. Sharing your path with someone is a sacred gift. Don't cheapen it by rolling yours in the wrong direction. So we kind of went from, we kind of talked more about that topic, about, I am not for everyone. And I failed to believe, I failed every day a lot to believe that truth, and we talked about that in our group, and I also talk about that on the blog. So I hope you will go and read my blog. I am also, this month for March, I am featuring moms making history. It's called my I Am Project. I am featuring moms who, a lot of us are just your everyday moms. Some of us have home businesses like Young Living Oils, or, maybe we do crafts at home. We homeschool, we raise our children at home, we have careers, we are single mothers, we are grandmothers, and yeah. This feels really weird, not talking to anybody and not having any interaction. So Please tell me. Please bring some people on. I did tell people that I was going to be going on at 4:30 today, but we'll see. Maybe I just have to be on for a while and let an audience try to build. So we'll see. So anyway, to my one viewer, I hope that that today will be helpful to you. I had a lot of questions. So I was hoping that we'd be able to share with some people and get some interaction on when you. Well, let me just do this then. When you take some time at the end of the week or at the end of your day and take some time to reflect on how your day went. A lot of us are so busy that we really don't have time to do that, where we don't take the time to do that. We have the time, we just need to make it. And if we will take the time to just go over our day, and find areas that went well. I always find that when we take a moment and try to find the good that happened, the positive things that happened, and take a moment to celebrate those and be grateful for those. And if you have the opportunity to be able to, tell someone, thank you, tell someone that you love them, tell someone that you appreciate them, that's finding the good that's happening in your life. And then, take a moment and look at what went wrong. And I say to do the positive part first because it's so easy to fall into the trap of looking at what's negative, look at all the things that went wrong and didn't go right. Well, that's easy to do. Start with the positive, then go to the negative and say, okay, well, this worked, but this did not. Okay. And then look at the things that did not work and look over them. Is there something that needs to change? Is there something you could change about yourself? Something you could change about the situation? For example, maybe you needed to get up earlier so that you could complete, that exercise or your Bible devotions, or then maybe you're doing a writing project or working on something. Maybe you needed to just get up a little bit earlier so that you can complete the goal that you have set every day. One woman told me that when she was going back, she was realizing that to help her out, she was going to lay out the clothes for her daughter the night before. And she had a young daughter who was in kindergarten. She was going to help her lay out her clothes and lay out her things the night before. And mom and dad were also going to do the same thing. So it actually helped them in the morning to be able to not rush around so much. Things were already pre-planned. I tell my kids that a lot too, that, we are always going somewhere. Or at least we were. I have scaled back our schedule some because we're all involved in different things. And, but Monday night is American Heritage Girls. So we make sure that we get our things set out Sunday night, or maybe even Monday morning for us since we homeschool. And we just get the things set out. We make sure that we have our uniforms ready, our books ready to go, all the supplies that I need to take because I am the troop leader. So I need to make sure that I have all of my things that I need to cart over to the church with me. And make sure I have all of that in place. So we're not, and even though I homeschool and I stay at home with my kids, it's like it still sneaks up on us because all of a sudden we're rushing out the door. Dad's coming home from work, we're cramming dinner, everybody's going every which way and we're running out the door. Never, as much as I prepare and do things ahead of time, it seems like I'm always pushing things to the last minute. Is that something that you do? What are some things that you find that help you when you are, going through your week? So we have daily reflections. So we look at what went well, what didn't go well, what needs to change, and then we can implement that for the next day. And then you have weekly reflections. So, and that's what I usually try to do with our private group on Facebook for the Recycled Moms. We take that time and look at the last week that we just went through. Okay, we look at we look for the positive things, look for the wins, look for the victories, and we celebrate those. Then we look at our defeats and we look at our struggles and the things that fell apart. So we look to try to, okay, this didn't work. The goal that I had to work out, 3-4 times a week, that fell apart because whatever, like for me, I've been sick. And today is like the first day I've been able to really talk, and now I'm starting to lose my voice because I am trying to try to be here for people. And this is about all I got. I'm still having to rest. I went out to the store yesterday and just got worn out. And I could start to feel where, the aches and stuff are starting to come back in toward the end of the day. So then we look at all the stuff that went well and the victories that we have for the week. We look at all the stuff that didn't go well and where we can change that. And what is it that we can do, right? Then, and then when we enter in a new month, we start over and set some new monthly goals. And I really love the encouragement and the support that we get from each other in this group. It's a non-judgment group. It's a safe place to be able to talk, to be able to share, our weaknesses, our struggles. Some of it is lighthearted. There have been a couple times when we've had some very serious conversations in there, realizing that there are some women that just have struggled in their past, and we think that we overcome. We think that we have victories, and come to find out, like 10 years later, we haven't dealt with something, and we realize it's affecting our life. So we are there to encourage each other to go through the pain and to go through the, go down into the depths and figure out what it is that needs to be dealt with, and encourage each other to get it out on the table. This is not a counseling group at all. In fact, it's more like peer-to-peer counseling, when I believe in that phrase, we are better together. And especially for women, there is something special about connections and bonding for women, sisterhood, and I believe in it, and I want to encourage it. There are so many moms of all kinds, foster moms and grandmoms and homeschool moms, career moms, moms of many kids, moms of one child, moms that have had miscarriages and have a desire to be a mother holding a physical child. We have women in the group. I have a couple women that have a desire to be a mom and are hoping to get pregnant, so to be a first-time mom. We have moms that have been, broken. Are remarried, they're divorced, we have all kinds of moms. And so I want to encourage you to follow the link that I put down in the description box below. One link, you can access all of my social media accounts that I'm on. Facebook, I have a Facebook group and a Facebook page that you can follow. I have a blog, and I am on Instagram, and of course I'm on YouTube. So I hope that you will subscribe to be a part of the weekly live chat that I'm going to do here on Facebook or on YouTube, but also follow the link to come over to the private group on Facebook and be a part of our growing, encouraging group. So I see the number has gone up to 3. And please tell me, who you are and where you're from and who's watching. And Ingrid, you're stopping by before you start cooking. Thank you. Oh, thanks. I look great. It's like trying to feel human. I'm starting to get my voice back. So I'm just thankful for the company. Thanks for stopping by. And y'all, Ingrid from Mommy and Mia Homeschool Chronicles, go check out her channel. She does a lot of great stuff for homeschool moms, curriculum reviews. She is on a weight loss journey that she is rocking, And also, Ingrid hosts the YouTube Collaborators Facebook group. And I love that group. If you like to do collaborations with other women or men, we have lots of fun. And Ingrid, I believe, is wanting to foster relationships with other women, and we do that through collaborations. She's done a lot with the group. Thank you, Ingrid, for everything that you do in the collaboration group with trying to help us support each other through blogs and Instagram and our YouTube channels, even trying to help us with analytics and trying to get more watch time and stuff. So I have really been blessed by being in this group. I think you need to go on Facebook and search for YouTube Collaborators, and let's get some more members in there. Tell everybody about it. So what I've been talking about, we went through monthly things. We went through the blog. I was telling everybody about the I Am project that I am doing on Facebook, my Facebook page, and Instagram, and the blog. And what I'm doing is that on Instagram and Facebook, it's more of a general image with a mom's I Am statement, and it will and it has a little bit of a story and a little bit about them. But to get more detail about each mom and a little more, behind the scenes information and just details about them, you want to go over to the blog and read a little bit more about them there. So, hello. Let me see. I have to put my glasses on. Who else do I have on here? I don't know how to say your name. Suk Mike Huck. Yeah, please subscribe to my channel. I welcome subscribers and people who want to come on in and just be part of the Recycle Mom family. Gracias. I don't know very much Spanish, and I'm hoping to learn. My children actually started online on Duolingo and are learning Japanese, and I am amazed at how fast they are picking this up, and how fast they're picking up Japanese. I used to live down in Orlando for a while. Hold on just a second. I'm so sorry. I am recovering from laryngitis and upper respiratory infection. So anyway, had to cough, so I do apologize for that. So please also visit Mommy and Mia Homeschool Chronicles. They have she's got just some great content, and she and her husband, I'll tell you, when they get on camera together, you just will not stop laughing. So all right, so what we were talking about in our private group today, I kind of wanted to bring over here and post questions and things here on YouTube. And so back to what I was saying before, this thing that I've been seeing a lot about, we moms, we women tend to, look, I'm talking with my glasses again. We tend to, we are obsessed with pleasing others and what others are thinking about us. And I really want to just kind of get this out on the table. And if I could just tell you in 2 words, stop it. We need to stop this, and we need to get healthy thinking. Oh, Ingrid, Duolingo, you love it too. Okay, great. I hope you do watch later. Bye. Thanks for stopping by. I don't feel so alone anymore. One of the things I do talk about in my blog, we're concerned about being judged. There's this obsession with pleasing everybody, and we're worried about what others think of us. And one of the things I talk about on the blog is getting to a point of being comfortable and accepting that we will be alone. And I think that is a big issue for women. We're the type of women naturally, we like to be part of a group. I think that's just part of our makeup. We love the sisterhood, and we love the camaraderie, and we love this. And But I think that we can let it get to us too much because we get so concerned about being a part of something that we forget how to just be us and be comfortable with us. Being in a vulnerable place, is just uncomfortable for a lot of people. But I think in order for us to be able to move, to be able to thrive at living, we have to accept that we are going to be alone on our path. Okay, we're just going to be alone on our path. It's going to happen. If it hasn't happened yet, it will. And in fact, it probably should. You probably should have moments of alone time on your path, because that is when you get to know more about yourself. I've heard so many times from moms who have had taken a step back from just everything that's going on. Either they're scaling back their schedules, they're scaling back their minimalist. We've got a lot of that going on now. They want to minimize, go for simplicity, and they're scaling things back, getting rid of things that clutter their space, clutter their minds. And all of that is good. But I think we need to be alone sometimes so that we can be alone with our thoughts. Sometimes we need to just get in touch with what we're thinking. And at times it can be scary because we don't really understand what we're thinking. Maybe we don't like what we have felt before. Some of these feelings can be kind of scary to look at. But I also think that for me, I use that alone time, to spend it with my Lord. And I let him, and it's not easy, so let me just say that. Letting the Lord examine me, and work on me is not comfortable. But for me, this is my path, my journey, my little checklist for my path. I need to let him in, and I need to, allow him to help me clean house, and to face what is lying down here. I was telling someone earlier this week, everybody has, and if you don't, when you see an iceberg, what do you see? You only see what is above the water. Sorry. Woo. You only see what is above the water. And what you don't see is everything that's below. And sometimes, a lot of times, icebergs go miles down. Hold on. Oh goodness, I'm hoping I'm not. I'm not gonna have to cut this short, but what you see, or what you don't see, goes miles down. And it's there, but you have to go down and dig way down in there to get it. And going down in the depth can be pretty scary. But once you get down there and you can see the foundation of what is up here. So let me just use this for an example. I used to say that I had anger issues. And so I went to a group in my church called, at the time it was called Reformers Unanimous, but now it's called Reformers Recovery Program. We are all recovering from something, okay? So, because it's not always something that's along the lines of addictions. It could be, mental, it could be grief, it could be food, that kind of stuff. We're all recovering from something. And I went there years ago, 11 years ago, because I was thinking, man, I have anger issues. I'm always snapping at my kids, and I blow up. I internalize everything, and I just have a problem with this. I can't get a control on my anger. And it was not long into that program, because what happened is that I started to get in and started to analyze myself and look at myself, and I was willing to go. I had people that were willing to go down beneath the surface and go with me and figure and say, all right, let's go down and let's look at what's going on. And once I got down there, and started looking at things, I realized that anger wasn't the issue. Anger was what I was seeing, and I wanted that to go away. I wanted this iceberg to get out of the water, but it wasn't going to get out of the water. It wasn't even going to go away until I went down and I started realizing what was the big part of the iceberg that was, all down here. It was like the foundation of the iceberg. And when I got down there, I started realizing that all of what was down here that was causing my anger up here and my frustration was all down here. And I needed to deal with that in order for the anger to go away. In fact, anger was not the bad thing. Anger was just a result of what was happening down here. Anger is like your check engine light, right? It's like, hello, you're seeing this and it doesn't look pretty, although icebergs look pretty, but you're seeing all this, it doesn't look pretty, and you want it to go away. Well, let's get down below and let's start dealing with your unmet expectations and your unresolved hurts, things that have been swept under the rug, per se, and not dealt with in years past. Things like, abuse and, verbal abuse in my life and, broken relationships and things like that, all of that is all down here, and I need to deal with that. Some of it was forgiving myself. Some of it was forgiving others where, I will never get apologies. So I needed to forgive those people, that are not even really those people, but just forgive and let it go. Say, you know what? Yes, this has happened. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to embrace it because it did shape me and it is a part of my life. I can't erase it. All right. And then I'm going to give it to God. Okay. Or I'm going to, some people want to say they want to give it to the universe, or they're going to let it go, or however, and that is fine. But that's what needs to happen is you need to look at it, deal with it, embrace it, so you recognize it, and then you're done with it. And pretty soon, the more you start going down and dealing with all of the ugly things that you don't like to look at, no, they're not. When you get down and you pull back, the curtains on your heart and you see what's in there, it is not pretty. And no wonder we just, close everything off and just keep going on with life. A lot of the times we don't want to do it, and then there's the flat out, we've made ourselves too busy to deal with it. So we need to take that alone time. So I said all of that to say that we need to take that alone time to really, to get down deep and get down there and deal with that stuff. So I want to tell you, and I want to encourage you to, just accept that you are going to be alone at times, and just embrace that opportunity to be alone. And then, okay, again, how we're so concerned about what other people think about us. Okay, so don't be so concerned that you don't have a lot of people with you on your path, or you you can't understand why people aren't understanding you. So instead of trying to always change yourself to try to get other people to come along with you, or to like you, or to, be proud of you even, because it's not about, it's not about your performance. We can be performance people. We will do things to win the approval of other people. And really other people are other people. I think you need to gain your own approval. You need to approve of yourself. Are you? Are you approving of yourself? Are you forgiving yourself? Are you loving yourself? Okay, by doing these things, you're not a selfish person. You're not narcissistic or vain, or what kind of word you want to put on it. Okay, I'll tell you, in the Christian community, sometimes we can be, when we start talking about self-affirmations and self-love and that kind of thing, boy, the people are so quick to say you shouldn't do that, because you should only be concerned with God loving you, and that should be enough. And while that statement is true, the Bible also says that you should love others as you love yourself. And for you to be able to love others, you have to love yourself. And if God, and I'm speaking to Christians here, okay? If God loves you, but you're not loving yourself, does that mean that you know better than God? How is it that you know better than God? I can't love myself when He loves you. He loves you. He says that you're good, okay? But you're not doing that? No. Nope, you need to let that go, okay? You need to love yourself because of God, because He made you, because He saved you. You need to love yourself. And when you love yourself, you're able to love others, your spouses, your children, other people that you come in contact with, you can show love to, okay? And that all goes down to this iceberg thing too, way down on the bottom. I'm sure there is something down there that you are disgusted at yourself with, which is in return being unresolved expectations, which results in frustration and things, blah, 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 which all comes up here and it's on the top and it's the iceberg, okay? And we want the anger to go away and we say, I shouldn't feel like this. I shouldn't feel angry and I shouldn't feel, depressed, or I shouldn't feel these feelings. Why not? We were given feelings for a reason. Our feelings tell us what's going on inside with us. And if we're going to ignore our feelings, we're going to ignore ourselves. And no wonder we are walking around defeated every day. Right? Where's the lie, as my daughter says? Where's the lie? So, ladies, gentlemen, those who are watching, accept your path, accept that you're going to be alone, accept that you are not going to be for everyone. You just can't be. It's impossible. And learn to be comfortable in that spot. Okay, you don't need to have a bunch of people. Oh, and when you're comfortable and on your own path, okay, that is the biggest thing. You stay in your lane. You're focused on your own little checklist. This is my little checklist, okay, of things. This is my checklist. I'm going to stay in my lane, so I focus on completing my checklist, okay? But I'm going to, what happens a lot of times, we start looking at the people traveling with us and we look over in their lane. We want to try to get in their lane and live with them. Or we want to, we're like, oh, well, they're doing that. Maybe I should do that too. No. That's their lane. You stay in your lane. You be content with what you have. It may look better over there, but I'm telling you, when they're over there, they're like, no, I got my thing and your lane looks pretty good to me. So, it's all about perspective. Change your perspective. Be faithful to your own journey. Be faithful to you. Love yourself. Love your journey. Okay? I challenge you to take that step. I challenge you to stay in your lane and today accept where you're at. Accept that you're going to be alone. Be in that place and be thankful and be in that place. Be willing to go alone. And that was the biggest message that I had for you all today. Be willing to go alone. I hope that you will tune into weekly reflections next week. I will be here Sunday afternoon around, 3:30. I was later today because we had a longer time in our group chat over on Facebook at the Recycled Mom private Facebook group. We had a very long chat today. So I will try to make sure that I stay on time. So next week here on YouTube, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll go live and we'll do weekly reflections, coffee chat with Darlene. And we'll try to have, I'll try to get a topic up for next week. I'll try to actually advertise and promote that I'm going to be doing this because I don't think I did enough. But I want to thank you for those that tuned in live to watch. Also, for those who are catching the replay and watching this later, thank you so much. please give me a thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to leave comments below. I will get back to you. I love the chat. That is why I am here. I want to foster relationships and community. In the description box below, a reminder, there is one link that will allow you to find all of the social media outlets that I am on. And I do hope that you will go over to the blog and read the most recent blog post that we have up, and watch throughout the month of March as I unfold, or actually I unveil, unfold, where'd that come from? As I unveil more moms with my I Am project. So y'all shine on and have a great week. Bye.